I want to add something about pornography itself, okay? And particularly, okay, you had Playboy, you had Penthouse, and then you had Hustler. And Larry Flint deliberately marketed Hustler as to, the blue-collar man. Oddly enough, they did he said, I'd rather have 10 truck drivers than one college professor. They actually surveyed the men who bought Hustler. By the way, I read that 15% of the Hustler buyers were women. Okay, but 85, the majority were, of course, men. And they surveyed them, and odd as it sounds, most of them weren't the truck drivers. They actually got an audience of upper class men. And somebody wrote that Hustler did not appeal to the blue-collar man, but what you might call a blue-collar impulse among manhood generally. Okay, I also think that one of the reasons that magazine became so popular and that some types of pornography became popular was because women had made a lot of what would be called progress in getting better jobs, better educations, areas that had been previously closed or almost closed to women opened up. Okay, due to various factors, feminism being only one of them. And I think a lot of men felt kind of threatened by that because their roles really hadn't changed that much. It was, the woman, it's a lot easier for the woman to get a good job being an executive than it was for a man to be supported by a woman. Okay, and I think many men were kind of resentful of that. They were resentful of the feminist type women, and they were also resentful of the traditional type women because, on one hand, they have to compete on, without any advantage with women for jobs that aren't physical strength jobs. And on the other hand, a lot of women still expected them to, provide support and, do things that they had traditionally done. So there was some anger among men. I think Hustler tapped into that anger. And by running photographs of women in extremely degraded positions and poses, it tapped into that particular type of anger that men had toward women and toward, women's change, the idea that women's roles were changing and theirs really weren't. And, Hustler did, in fact, run a lot of things where women were very brutally and very vilely degraded. And I think that's one of the reasons for its popularity was that men were kind of angry, about the feminist movement, but at the same time angry at traditional women as well for the demands that continue to be made on them. So I just wanted to put that out there.